The first time I saw my husband cry was the night I locked him inside the glass room. He wasn't begging, he wasn't shouting, he just sat there, confused, and that hurt more. Because the man sitting across from me wasn't just my husband, he was the target I had spent 3 years secretly preparing to ruin, and somehow I had fallen in love with him along the way. My name is Lara Vaughn. If you lived in America, England, or even certain quiet circles in Japan or Switzerland, you might have heard rumors about women like me. Women who don't just fall into relationships, we are trained to enter them, to study people, to reshape them, to dismantle them from inside their own lives. Psychological operators, that's what they called us. But this story isn't about the missions, it's about the one time everything went wrong. I met Adrian Cole in London on a rainy afternoon. Taxi horns and the smell of roasted coffee drifting from a tiny cafe near Soho. He walked in wearing a navy coat that looked too expensive to be accidental, but too relaxed to be intentional. Confidence without arrogance. Such a dangerous combination. He ordered tea, not coffee, and I remember thinking within me, tea, that's interesting. He has smooth American accent. He is soft and controlled, just like someone used to rooms where power sat quietly instead of loudly. He noticed me watching. He smiled at me, then sat down without asking. "Are you waiting for someone?" he said. "I am now," and that was the beginning. The file they gave me later was thick. Adrian Cole, an investment strategist, private consultant that worked between New York, London, and occasionally Dubai. No scandals, no known enemies, no obvious weaknesses. This meant he was hiding something. Everyone hides something, right? My job was to find it. The first weeks were pretty easy. We had dinner dates with late walks along the Thames, the way his hand rested lightly against my back as if guiding me but never controlling. Lots of micro moments, the way he laughed when I mispronounced French wine names, the way he listened, really listened, like I was the only person in the world speaking. I told myself it was all performance. Men like him were trained too. His charm was indeed a weapon. But then came the first crack. We were in Paris on a quick work trip he invited me along for. From the hotel balcony, we could see the Eiffel Tower glowing like something unreal. He fell asleep early, and for the first time, I watched him without him watching back. No mask, no confidence, just a man, breathing slow and peaceful. Something inside me shifted, because targets aren't supposed to feel human. Weeks turned into months, and my handlers kept asking for updates. Where is the vulnerability? Where is the leverage? Has emotional dependency formed? I gave them technical answers, but I didn't tell them about the romantic mornings or the quiet mornings, where he made breakfast in silence while jazz played softly, where he kissed my forehead like it was instinct, where he held my hand even when no one was watching. Those weren't supposed to matter, but they did. I remember the first time we made love. It was without urgency, without the sharp edge of seduction. Then I knew I was in danger. It wasn't dominance, it wasn't control, it was patience. He moved like someone who wasn't trying to take anything from me, but only understand me, and that terrified me more than any threat. Because we were taught understanding destroys distance, and distance is survival. 6 months later, he proposed. No grand gesture, no crowd, just us sitting on a bench in Central Park during a quiet New York morning. "I don't want perfect," he said. "I want real, and you feel real." I almost said no. Almost, because the mission required closeness, not marriage. Marriage meant risk. Marriage meant losing control. But I said yes anyway. The wedding was small and private.
I promise to love you, cherish you, and
honor you, and love you always.
I promise to love you faithfully.
And I vow to cherish and honor you always.
Forever.
Guests from England, America, and even a quiet billionaire friend from Singapore who watched everything with unsettling calm. I wore a simple white dress. He looked at me like I was something sacred, and for a moment I forgot why I was there. The first year of marriage was dangerously normal. We cooked together, driving through California coastlines, arguing over movies, falling asleep tangled together after long nights talking about nothing and everything. I stopped sending detailed reports. I told myself I needed more time, but was that the truth? I didn't want to hurt him. Then the cracks appeared. Late calls, sudden travel, conversations that stopped when I entered the room. I told myself it was coincidence, but operators like me don't believe in coincidence. So I watched, carefully and silently. One night he received a message from an unknown number, just 3 words that read, "Deadline moved forward." My stomach tightened, because that language felt familiar, operational, strategic, dangerous. I broke into his private laptop 2 days later, and what I found changed everything. He wasn't hiding from me, he was hiding something for me. Encrypted folders labeled with my name, surveillance reports, psychological analysis, photos of me long before we met. My breath stopped. He knew. He knew from the beginning. The confrontation happened in our glass-walled office overlooking Manhattan. "You were never blind," I said quietly. "No," he admitted. "Then why marry me?" He smiled sadly. "Because I fell in love with the person behind the mission." Silence filled the room. I felt anger, relief, and fear at the same time, and something even darker, betrayal. Because if he knew, then who was playing who? That's when he revealed the truth to me. I wasn't his target. He was sent to dismantle the organization controlling me. For years he had been building a case, and I was the key witness he needed. At this moment, I should have felt freed. Instead, I felt used. Every kiss, every touch, every moment suddenly felt like strategy, even if it wasn't, even if part of it was real. And that's when revenge was born, not from hatred, but from heartbreak. I didn't destroy his career. I didn't expose his secrets publicly. No, I chose something far more brutal. I made him feel what I felt. I created distance, silence, uncertainty. I stopped touching him first, stopped saying I love you back immediately, watched confusion grow in his eyes, watched him question himself, watched him slowly lose emotional stability. Psychological mirrors are cruel. He didn't understand why everything felt different, and I let him sit in that confusion, because heartbreak isn't loud, it's quiet erosion. Then came the final move. I invited him into the glass room, the same place we shared dreams, the same place where sunlight used to fall across his face like warmth. I locked the door and told him everything. Every moment I felt manipulated, every time I wondered if his love was real, every night I cried alone. He didn't defend himself, he just listened, and when I finished, he said something unexpected. "I knew you'd hate me when you found out," he said softly, "but I hoped you'd still see me." And that broke something inside me. Because revenge was supposed to feel satisfying, instead it felt empty. Here's the real twist. He wasn't the only one hiding a secret. I had already dismantled the organization months before, alone, without telling him. because I wanted to know if he loved me without needing me. We stood there, two liars, two lovers, two enemies who became each other's safest place. Did we stay together? We walked out of that room separately, but neither of us closed the door behind us, and sometimes leaving it open is the most honest ending love can have.